The story begins in total darkness. A young woman named Melanie crawls desperately through a narrow tunnel, trying to escape something terrifying behind her. Her breaths are shaky, and her hands tremble as she inches forward. But before she can reach safety, a figure wearing a disturbing clown-like mask appears. Melanie begs for her life, crying and pleading not to be killed again. But the masked figure shows no mercy and slams a pickaxe into her, ending her life in a brutal instant. Sometime later, 5 friends are on a road trip. Clover, the brave and determined one, is searching for her sister Melanie. Alongside her are her ex-boyfriend Max, their friends Megan and Nina, and Nina's boyfriend Abe. They're following the last clue Clover has, a video Melanie sent her after a fight they had following their mother's death. The message is cryptic, but it gives them a direction. Their journey leads them to a rundown gas station, the same one seen in Melanie's video. There, they meet the strange and unsettling gas station attendant, Dr. Hill. He tells them that many people have gone missing in a place called Glore Valley, just down the road. His words send a chill through the group, but Clover insists they keep going. As a storm brews around them, the group drives on until they reach a visitor center. Oddly, the building seems untouched by the rain. They decide to take shelter inside and look for any sign of Melanie. Clover, convinced she sees her sister in the distance, runs into the rain but becomes disoriented. Max follows and pulls her back just in time. Inside, Abe stumbles upon a wall filled with missing person posters. One of them is Melanie. Nina finds a guest book, strangely filled with Melanie's name written 13 times. Things feel more and more eerie. Megan tries to use a radio, but it doesn't work. Suddenly, the atmosphere changes. Out of the shadows, the masked killer appears again. He viciously slices Abe in half. Nina tries to run but is chased. Max grabs a knife and fights back, but the killer drives the blade through his eye and out the back of his head. Megan is thrown against the wall and has her skull crushed. Clover flees into the forest, only to be cornered and impaled by the killer. Then something strange happens. An hourglass resets. Time rewinds. All 5 friends are alive again. Confused and shaken, they start to realize something is terribly wrong. They find their own missing posters and notice the environment is changing. Lights flicker where they hadn't before. They try to fortify themselves against the masked killer. But now something darker is at play. Megan begins acting strange. Her body starts twisting unnaturally, and before anyone can help her, she dies again in agony. Outside, Clover is attacked by a terrifying witch who tells her that they will now feel the pain of all those who suffered in Glore Valley. The witch takes over Clover's body, and soon Max is killed in the attic by another masked killer. Abe and Nina attempt to flee into the woods but are hunted down and murdered. Clover is run over. Time resets again. Now the friends find themselves in a bathroom. They notice the water in the sink is clean and decide to drink it. But suddenly, Abe's body explodes violently, followed by Nina's. Megan dies next, her limbs popping one by one. Max doesn't make it either. Clover, frightened and waiting for the same fate, sees Dr. Hill appear and speak to her in a cryptic, eerie tone. Then she too explodes. Again they return. They begin to uncover the truth. Years ago, a mining disaster occurred in Glore Valley. Miners dug too deep into the earth, causing a collapse that killed over 1,000 people. Since then, something supernatural has taken over. Max discovers an old videotape. In it, a captive man slowly loses his mind as he suffers through endless time loops. Just like them. Dr. Hill appears on the tape, explaining that the man has turned into a creature known as a wendigo. The group now realizes that Hill is keeping them trapped for the same purpose, to transform them into monsters. Dr. Hill taunts Clover, hinting that Melanie is still alive and with him. Desperate, Clover goes searching. Meanwhile, Abe suggests that they sacrifice Clover to survive since she had once tried to take her own life. But Nina won't allow it. She kills Abe and helps Max and Megan search for Clover. Unfortunately, the masked killer strikes again, killing both Abe and Nina. In the woods, Clover, Max, and Megan are ambushed by a group of wendigos. Megan is dragged off and disappears. Clover and Max find Melanie, but she is no longer human. She's now a full wendigo. Clover, full of guilt and sadness, blames herself for everything. To reset the night once again, she asks Max to kill her. Max, devastated, slits her throat. Then he drinks the cursed water and curses the wendigo version of Melanie before exploding. A flashback reveals the last day Clover saw Melanie. Melanie was leaving for New York, but Clover didn't feel ready to go with her. Their goodbye ended in a heated argument, the last words they shared. Back in the present, Clover wakes up again, this time with only Max, Nina, and Abe beside her. Megan is missing. They realize their bodies are slowly changing, just like the others who turned into wendigos. They find a new video on their phones. It shows Megan from the previous night. She had followed Dr. Hill into his office and survived. Clover decides it's time to end this nightmare once and for all. The four of them follow Megan's trail. It leads them to the heart of the horror, Hill's office, deep within the sanatorium. The wendigos attack again. Clover comes face to face with the wendigo version of Melanie and fights her with all her strength. In a heartbreaking moment, she impales her sister on broken debris, ending her torment. Meanwhile, Max, Nina, and Abe fight off the rest of the monsters. Clover finds Megan alive, locked in a room with a chained wendigo trying to reach her. Dr. Hill stands nearby, explaining his cruel experiments. He reveals that he feeds off the fear of his victims. Fear is what keeps them trapped. While he rambles, Clover quietly places his coffee mug under a leak dripping cursed water. Hill takes a sip without noticing. By the time he realizes what has happened, it's too late. His body begins to shake, then bursts into a gruesome mess. With Hill dead and the curse breaking, Clover frees Megan. In another room, the remaining friends smash the masked killer's head like a watermelon. The 5 survivors crawl out from the dark tunnels and finally reach the surface. Sunlight bathes them. It's over. They climb into Abe's car and drive away, for real this time. But just before the credits roll, a chilling image appears. Security cameras in Hill's abandoned office capture a van pulling up to a snowy cabin, setting the stage for what comes next.